I know this may not come as a surprise to you that language learners speak to themselves. You talk to yourself in your native tongue, okay? So don't act like I'm crazy. I might be crazy, but you're crazy too. On a more serious note, the way you talk to yourself is a big part of how you learn languages. I'm going to explain to you exactly what I do and why it requires more of your cognitive load, because part of the issue when you're talking to yourself is that you're also not giving yourself a chance to push. So today we're going to talk about exactly what it is you need to do when you're talking to yourself and why you need to pause and force yourself to be uncomfortable. Fans of the channel are probably sick of hearing about the Autologue because I talk about it all the time, but this is the ability for you to have this conversation with yourself running around in your head without you thinking or memorizing something entirely for yourself, all right? It's a bit of free flow discussion that's going on with you. Now, what was I talking about when I said it's gonna make you uncomfortable? And if you're doing this right, it should make you uncomfortable. And then we'll talk about the input process of what it is that you're putting in your head for you to then play with here when you're doing this. But first off, you get uncomfortable when you stop and pause. If you're alive right now, you understand exactly what I mean. You understand how weird it is for you to put your phone down and just kind of sit there and think. If you saw someone just sit, well, how weird is it, right? You see somebody, they literally call people who don't mess with their phones or anything other, raw dogging it on a plane. Weird name, admittedly, weird name. But why is that weird? You live in a society where that is weird. Just to sit there with your own thoughts for a second and go, what happens when you do that, right? You start to get uncomfortable. You need to deal with those thoughts. That is gold. It's gold for you, because what you can do there is play with the things that are going around and around and around in your head. Is it the series that you're talking about? Is this a show? Is it something that you've been worrying about? Is it something that you really want? Is it a good thing? Are you happy about all that stuff? Great. Well, we need to make it uncomfortable for you. And I don't mean uncomfortable in that it's weird. I mean uncomfortable in your ability to express. You have to stop. What do I really think and feel about this? And now, when you're in that moment, this is where I want you to start utilizing your second language, your target language. You need to start saying, okay, well, I love going out there and playing football, soccer, whatever, baseball. I love it. Why? When you allow yourself to have a deeper conversation within your own head, you're doing something for your brain that is going to allow you to make these extra words stick. They will stick, I guarantee you, right? Because it means more. All depth is where the things are at, okay? And so now that you've decided that I'm not just gonna talk about my day and do the things, and don't get me wrong, at the beginning, especially at the very, very beginning, those things are great. What did I do today? I got up, I did the thing, I did da. Great, recounting your day like that is great. But when we get into feelings and when we get into what you think about this and why it's like that, and attempting to express yourself at that deep level, it carries an emotional tag. Those words that all come with an emotional tag, which I've talked about before, right? If someone is wailing on you and smacking you until you say the word for stop in your target language, are you ever going to forget that word? The amount of baggage that you have tied up to that. Well, great, use your baggage. Use it. It's for you. Get something out of it. If you're gonna carry it around all the time, just, right? It should be yielding you something. If you're a fan of the channel, then you know that structure is one of the key elements of you being able to learn a language, and that's something that's lacking in most language learning and in modern society in general, is we're all like this, scrolling up and down, okay? What we need from you is to be able to figure out when are these times without the day that you can take that 5 to 10 minute pause. And believe me, if you think 5 minutes is nothing, you are crazy, okay? 10 minutes, I applaud you, okay? Straight up. Because it is a long time to just sit there and try and struggle. You're going to try and struggle, all right? And in the very last part, we're gonna talk about, like I said, the input that you're gonna be putting in and how you can stretch this and what you need to be doing. But just suffice it to say, you have to set yourself up. If that's the morning, lunch, midday, whatever, before bed, or do all this stuff, you know, ideally you try to do this when you still have a high tank of energy. That's always what you should be doing when you're doing language learning. Don't wait till the end of your day. Don't wait till you've done Netflix and chill. Don't do it just after the meal and you're gonna be groggy, right? Get up early, get yourself an extra hour, get yourself an extra 30 minutes and do it then, all right? After you're cool, once you finish work and you're gonna go off and do all that stuff, take the time now at that moment to do your language learning, all right? So I'm also a big proponent of this. Those of you that have checked out our course or been inside of our courses, you guys know how important it is to change your life. And that's one of the things that we stress. For those of you that have never gotten to the point of being able to communicate, at least communicate, where you don't want to fall back on your native tongue. In order for you to do that, you have to change your life, your habits, the way that you think. That all has to change, and you have to reduce the amount that you are talking, speaking, watching, consuming, everything in your target language. Just this one pure thing alone will give you a massive benefit. And I'm not talking about, because once again, I never know who's going to see these videos. I always think that no one's going to see these videos, to be perfectly honest, because it's just me screaming, and I don't even do thumbnails. I just want this to find the people that care. I want this to find the people that actually want to learn a language. If you don't, if you're just doing your little brush along thing, move along. This is not for you. The course is not for you. Are you fed up? Are you tired? Are you tired of this? Some of you guys out here have been doing this for 5 to 10 years. I know that because we see you guys in there. And so many of you, it's not your fault. Some of you it is. Some of you guys, it is your fault, but that's life, right? It is what it is. If you want to learn the language, who cares about the mistakes you made? Get up, do it, take responsibility, because you're the one that's going to do it, and let's go. Now, I've done this video backwards. The reason that I did it backwards is because we talk a lot about the input, comprehensible input, and what that means. And so just as a refresher, I need you guys to understand comprehensible input as a base, as something that's going to be making sure that you get enough input. What are you going to be playing within your head? So that is for videos and things like this. It needs to be almost at a level where you understand nearly everything. There's no need at the beginning, there's no need at an intermediate level to be listening at something so far advanced that you only pick up a few words here and there. And that's even more important for when you're trying to read a text, because reading is something that is going to give you a massive amount of vocab. You're going to see words over and over and over again. You're going to have the context within your head, and that's going to be something that's crucial. But you have to be, especially when reading, nearly everything is intelligible for you. Now, in order for you to stretch this, which is one of the main points behind this video, for you to stretch this, you are going to have to try and read texts that keep you focused. Now, there's a difference between reading. There's extensive and intensive reading. Extensive meaning that you're just going to read the book for pleasure, for fun. You're just going to go through, you pretty much get all the context and it's all there. Then there's intensive reading. Now, intensive reading is where you are basically taking a page that is not so far out of your level you understand nothing, but it's definitely above. You understand 50%, right? You get the context, but you understand 50, 60%. You're going to sit with this text, maybe 1-2 pages of a book, of an article, whatever, and you're going to study this. You're going to study that old school way. You read it through first. You understand what you can understand, all right? You next go through and you kind of look through the words that you can kind of guess at. Make a guess first, though. Don't just look. Make a guess. Could be this, could be this. You need to do that because you need to understand, and you need to start trusting yourself for when you make guesses, because you're going to be doing that on grammar, you're going to be doing that on vocab, and that's going to be a big part of you having the confidence to go out and have a conversation where you don't know what they're going to say. All right? And so that second time around, you make your guesses. The third time around, you go start picking off these words that you're going to check, obviously, as you're doing that. But you're going to go, I want to understand, I want to know what that is. All right? You can make your list for yourself and all this stuff. You can write it in the actual, whatever, on the sides there or above the word. Actually, do not write it above the word because I don't want you to be seeing the target language there. Draw a picture if you're going to write it in your book, right above the word so that you have an image, right? Because the image will then make it easier for you to understand without you reverting to your target language. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know. This is a long video now and I feel like I'm going crazy, but I hope that makes sense. Now, you need to stretch yourself with that. And so what I'm advising you to do when you're trying to do this autolog and when you're trying to make sure that emotions and things and that you care about your day and that it's deeper is that you use intensive reading, okay? Or intensive watching. Obviously, you can do this. You can take 5 minutes of a show that you only caught 50%, and then you're going to analyze this. You're going to work hard. You're going to make sure I understand it. And you need to repeat that. You need to repeat that 3 times. Make sure they're small enough. And what I mean 3 times, I mean 3 times in like a day, okay? Over and over again. And then the next day, and then the next day, right? And then you can drop it, okay? Around 3 days, sometimes 5 is enough, and then you drop it. Let your brain, don't obsess over, just let your subconscious mind, the supercomputer that it is, let it handle its shit, all right? Trust. Okay, so if you can do these things It will change. It will change everything for you. Please, for the love of God, stop doing Duolingo. It's not that good. It's not that good. I said that good. It sucks. Video over. Like, please, comment. See ya. Peace.